Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA Cardano. So in this video we're going to take a look at the entire ADA chart because, as I said in the last ADA video, the Binance, so I used the ADA USD chart before from Binance, calculated by TradingView. It's the longest chart. I haven't found any other chart that has the same price history. Unfortunately, there have been a few glitches, unnaturally long wicks, which mess my chart up because these are either glitches, errors, or whatever. So I have to go to another data source. I've chosen ADA USDT. Unfortunately, when using ADA USDT, this high here is not really that substantial. So I think the ADA USDT chart is a bit different, but it is more accurate here in the most recent past. Therefore, we're going to go to the ADA USDT chart, and we just need to remember that the first high was around 141, but that shouldn't be a problem. But what I want to do, I'm going to show you the entire ADA chart, and we talk a little bit about price targets as well. For the future, long term, I've started to create a collection of long-term charts videos. Yesterday I made one for Ethereum, Bitcoin. The long-term charts, it will take a while until they change, but I want to create this sort of library of long-term charts for people who want to, get an explanation of long-term charts, so I don't need to do it in every video. So this is one of them. This is ADA. So in this video, we are talking about entire chart history, and then we take a look at the most recent past as well. So we're going to label this entire chart together. So what we see here is ADA on the linear chart. The view is that this year, back in the bull run 2017-18, was actually a wave one. So this was ADA's first wave up. Again, we just need to remember that it actually was higher than it's shown here on the USDT chart. So this was a wave one. We then came down in a wave two here. That was early 2018. And we're now moving up in a wave three. There'll be a wave four and a five. Just need to remember that this is obviously just a higher level wave pattern, so I have to change the wave degree here as well, just to make it so that it makes sense, and then just make it a bit less obvious, this line. And yeah, this is the overall wave count. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then within this wave 3, that's the thing, we've got 5 subwaves. So I'm going to zoom in now, and we're going to add those 5 subwaves. We have here a wave 1. That was back in May 21. Then here a wave 2. That's what's currently happening. The next wave up will be a wave 3. There will be a wave 4 and a wave 5 to finish off this higher degree wave 3. So what we can do, we make that a different color. Different wave degree. Elliott wave analysis is not that simple. I always have to say, there is a lot of work in it. Obviously, I show you how to label this, but the higher level wave count of ADA, I just know because I did it before. I did analyze the entire chart before. You always have to, you can make assumptions on this time frame, but you have to go through all the subwaves to get a really good and proper analysis. So you don't just do this in 5 minutes normally. But yeah, we would assume that the next wave up will be a third wave, and I can also give you a target for that. So we start basically here near 0. We go to the wave 1 high, go to the most recent low around 30 cents. It might go a bit lower, but just to give you an understanding, a rough idea, target for the next all-time high, this wave 3 in green, that would be at least $4.25. So the 1.618 extension, this can stretch out a little bit further. Maybe all the way up to $5.17, the 200% extension. Then we would come down in a wave 4, move up in a 5. That would finish off this wave 3 high. That might be around, $6.70 here, the 2.618 extension. Then there should be a wave 4 in yellow and a wave 5 in yellow. So then we talk maybe about something like $10, but that will be years out, most likely, okay? This is sort of the long-term target. Now, what we have to do now, that we know that we are sort of in this time frame, and by the way, it doesn't really matter if the wave 1 was here or here. this will have an impact later on the targets for wave 3, but not massively. So if it is a bit higher, it actually will push a bit higher in the wave 3 as well. It only has really, no, it doesn't really have a major impact. My view is, looking at the linear chart, to have the wave 1 here would mean that I have to count it differently. I would have to, let me just try something here. So the wave 2 low was actually March 2020. Can you see that? Okay. But I would have to count it differently. I would have to say, in this particular wave count, if we leave the wave 1 at the very top, that the March 2020 low was obviously the beginning of the wave 1. We came down at 2. Here at 3, 4. No, sorry. That is wrong. No, from March 2020 here, wave... okay, no, it would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the wave 4 is way too strong. It just doesn't add up really. And again, in the end, it doesn't make too much. Doesn't make too much of a difference. The reason is, again, in the move down here, it is just a question of how do I actually count it. You know, it doesn't really change the overall scenario here, because the chart has come down in this wave 2 correction. Yeah, if I move it here or here, it's still a wave 2 correction, so it doesn't change anything, and it has come down far enough in both scenarios. So for me, the preferred scenario, also because it's aligned with the Bitcoin one, is that this was just a wave A to the downside, an overshooting wave B, and we're now coming down in a C wave. This is for me the most likely scenario. It works best from the, you know, looking at the proportions and everything. But yeah, that's where we are. And I think now that we've talked about that, let us zoom in and let's take a look at this entire move down. So we leave it on the daily chart, I think. And we are then going to label, first of all, the highest wave degree down. So let me have a look. So from the top, we have a 5-wave move, obviously, because we're talking here about a wave C to the downside, the wave C of the wave 2. So a wave C will consist of 5 waves. So what we try to do, we try to identify the, let's say, the main waves here on the chart. And for me, I mean, there's different options, and in the end, they don't matter too much. I give this a 1, here a 2, here a 3. The wave 4 here most recently, let me see, you know, here a wave. And again, there's different possibilities. We could count all of this as a triangle. Then we had the wave 4 high here. And then we're moving down in a wave 5 to finish off this wave 2. And of course, I will have to change here the wave degree as well. Make it white. So I would leave it like that. And there's different possibilities how I can count this wave 4. Again, in the end, and that's where we're going to take a look now in detail, really. Because this is now the question, right? Where do we have all these? Where, you know, how far down can we come? And what I can tell you, I mean, we've come down far enough for ADA. What is interesting is if we draw the fib levels here, that we have come down basically to the 88.7% fib level. So let me just activate them again. I need to activate the 88.7. This one. I think I've got them all now. Yeah. So basically here the 30-cent level roughly is the 88.7% fib level. I didn't quite catch the entire low here, but it's here. It's the 30-cent level, the 88.7% fib level, and this is exactly where we currently are. Yeah. So it is major support. So let's zoom in and go into the 4-hour chart for the lower level wave count. And yeah, there are different possibilities how this whole thing can be counted. We talked about it in previous videos, that we had here our larger triangle. That's, for example, a possibility with A, B, C, D, and E. And then we started the decline basically from here. And again, there's different possibilities of how this whole thing can be counted. You could say we are now in this wave 5, which is then an ending diagonal, which again consists of 5 waves. So we could say this, for example, was a wave 1, here a wave 2, this will be a wave 3, there'll be a wave 4 and a 5 to the downside. And again, here I have to change the wave degree again. And it's not a problem that, for example, we have overlaps here, or that the wave 3 is shorter than 1. That's not a problem. Wave 3 mustn't be the shortest one, that's fine. But in this scenario that we have here on the chart, it is sort of quite obvious that this is a wave 5 in itself, and this counts as a so-called ending diagonal. Yeah, they often come across as ending diagonals, not necessarily as impulses, not towards the end of such a strong bear market. Therefore, we are seeing at the moment a lot of different diagonal type wave patterns. And well, let's now really take a look here at the lower level scenario here. So there are different possibilities here as well. So overall, what we can say is that, again, this was a wave 1 down here where we, let's delete that. No, not that. So where we came down to around 33 cents, that was on the 21st of October. We then moved up in a wave 2. Actually, I moved the wave 2 here. This was an A, B, C. And we then came down here again within this third wave. Again, this can come down quite a bit. It's not clear, but we have to assume lower as long as we don't see a real reversal signal. So we now go even in the lower wave count again, and we say this could have been a wave 1. We might now still be in a wave 2. There'll be a 3, 4, 5 to finish off this third wave to the downside. And here again, we go to the lower wave degree, maybe different color just to show the difference here. Okay, so something like that, yeah. 1 down, here the wave 2 to the upside, there will be a 3 down, a 4 up, a 5 down to finish off wave 3 in yellow. So you can see the potential the chart still has to move lower. I mean, you see also the reason here why I changed the overall chart now, the data source, because here we had an unnatural low wick and it actually made a lower low already. So what you can see without even putting Elliott waves on the chart, it's a very, very clear triangle move here into an apex, where we are going to see a decision here very, very soon. And I'm starting to think that this is possibly a triangle, yeah. And there's different possibilities here again. I mean, let's be honest, this could be a wave 1 down here, and we're now in 2. But it could, maybe even more likely, is the idea that this was actually a wave 1 down. This was the 2. This is the 3. This is currently a wave 4 triangle. That would actually be my preferred count, to be honest now, the way this looks. And we're coming down in 5 of 3 afterwards. And then we can add the wave counts to the triangle. It's actually a very clear triangle. See a lot of triangles. And the fact it's a triangle, just it looks just like, you know, it's an A, B, C, D, E and a wave 4. So we could come down now. And first indication would be a break of the D low at 31.8 cents, and the break of the wave B low would be confirmation. That would be at 31.5 cents, and then we'll make a new low anyway. Yeah, and then looking, I mean, you can just take the height of the triangle to get a possible target for the next move down. Take that with a pinch of salt, but it would take us into the region around 25 cents. And that would not be unrealistic, let's be honest, right? Because if I take the length of that wave 1 up there in green and I add it to the possible wave 4 high here of the triangle, then first target would be 26.8 cents. That's the 1-to-1 ratio, or the 1.618 extension. That's 22.8 cents. So somewhere in between would make sense. And yeah, this is how it looks. I did originally anticipate here a short-term upside, but the way this looks like, it might not happen. This is still possible though, and it would mean that the move down, yes, was a wave 3 possibly, but then this here was possibly a wave. Now that's not possible in a wave 4. Yeah, it would be a different wave pattern, but I would say that it's also possible that we've done here a wave A to the upside, a wave B down, and we're now waiting here for a wave C to the upside. The problem is this messy price action here doesn't really fit to an ABC. It looks more like a triangle. So that would be my view here. I would change my view if we go above the wave C high at 34.5. Then I think we can see a more substantial retracement to the upside, and I can give you a target for that as well. In that case, then I would say, so let me just, I would say, yeah, that we get, if we go above that wave C high, I think a major area of resistance will be that 37-cent level, the 50% FIB retracement, and then the 61.8 at 38.9. And only if we get above 41 cents, 78.6% FIB level, I would consider something more bullish. Okay, so I hope that was clear. Giving you a target for the overall move down here, I can't really, because in a different scenario, ADA could already have bottomed. Now it doesn't really look likely, but if we make it just a small change up here, I would move the wave 4 here and it would just be an ABC. That's possible as well, right? I would say that we have already 5 waves down. We have the wave 1, the wave 2, the wave 3, the wave 4, and the wave 5. And that would be an ending diagonal already complete. So it's not entirely clear yet, but I'm going to focus on lower for ADA, because as long as I don't see a reversal signal, I'm going to do that, very simply. Okay, but yeah, that's my update about ADA. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. And very important as well, if you like the video and if you want to support more crypto online, MCO, then take a look at our stake pool. We have nearly 6 million ADA delegated now to our stake pool that was only launched 10 days ago, and we've really only communicated it to the community a week ago, and it's just grown like it's crazy. Like 8% saturation within a week is absolute madness. I can only thank every one of you who's been delegating to the stake pool. It just allows us to create better content, you know, and just to grow as more crypto online, really. And you still get rewards, you know, you get rewards on your ADA. Now we haven't really reaped any rewards yet, and the reason is the stake pool really only has only like a few days ago reached the 1 million mark, and we're already now at 6 million, which is absolutely ridiculous. But from the next epoch, we should generate rewards, and that's what I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, if you are interested in delegating to our ADA stake pool, more crypto online, then you can find a link to the stake pool in the description, and also 2 videos about how you can actually delegate to an ADA stake pool. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.